everyone. We're back with another vlog today.
Happy March.
It is March. The year is going.
It's a week into March. We're a little bit late.
Yes.
Apologies.
I know.
Sometimes we're early, sometimes we're late, but we always try to put one out at least once a month.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have a few things to talk about in our vlog today. But first things first, we are wearing our Board Game Barrage
Yes, Board Game Barrage. We've talked about them before on our channel. They are a board game podcast where there's 4 of them involved, and they basically talk about games and deep dive on one particular subject every single episode.
Yeah.
And we really enjoy listening to their podcast.
Yeah, they're probably one of our favorite podcasts.
Yeah.
They recently did their top 50. They did their listeners' top 10. It was really funny.
Top 20 listeners.
Or top 20?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So go ahead and check them out. We will leave a link in the description below. And I believe this is new. Their merch is new.
Yeah, their merch is new.
So mine
Monique
says,
is specific.
and the lavender tank, because I was on one of the episodes one day, so that was really fun. Anyway,
the next thing, and probably the biggest news that we have to announce, you may have heard of this already from the intro or from other videos, but we have joined up forces with Rodney Smith over at Watch It Played and the other members of the team over there at Watch It Played, where we're going to be doing playthroughs on Rodney's channel and kind of still maintaining our channel though at the same time. Yeah.
So Rodney announced it on his channel. This is something that we've been working on since middle to end of last year.
October.
So this has been months and months in the making.
Yes.
We just couldn't say anything, obviously. And so there have been some confusion about what that actually means in terms of our channel. Some misconceptions that our channel is not going to exist anymore. We just wanted to kind of announce and make it clear that we are in no way giving up this channel.
Nope.
In fact, if you watch our channel regularly, you may not even see a difference.
Yeah.
The only thing is we are now also going to be contributing playthrough-only videos on Watch It Play channel from time to time.
Yep, it's in addition to what we're already doing here.
Yes. And just to let you know, Rodney Smith and that entire team, they have been a dream to work with. Like if you watch It Play and you kind of have a sense of what kind of a person Rodney is and what kind of people just all of them are in general, you're probably right.
That is the person, and those
Yes.
are the people you see on camera.
They are very hardworking, very, very good people, and just we couldn't be more thrilled to be doing this collaboration. And thank you to everybody who's shown support and already watched the one video that we have on there, which is our Watergate playthrough. So if you haven't seen it, you haven't heard about it, if you're interested in checking it out, we will leave a link in the description below as well. The next thing is the topic of Kickstarters. So last month's vlog, we kind of mentioned that you would be seeing a lot of Kickstarters on our channel that month. And see what we mean?
It was true, yeah. There was a lot.
There was a lot. For several reasons. One of the main reasons is because, when you agree to do a Kickstarter, you're sometimes agreeing months in advance. And so we may have said yes to Kickstarter back in like September or October.
There were some that we filmed last month that were from agreements in September and October. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
And so they'll usually give us a target date of when their Kickstarter will go live. Usually it was maybe January, and hearing what those dates are, we try to space them out.
Exactly.
But things don't always go to plan, and so a lot of times those Kickstarters get delayed or sometimes pushed forward.
Yep.
But it just so happened that a lot of them condensed into 1 month.
They all compressed into February
Yes.
and early March. Yeah.
And so that is not ideal for us.
No.
We just want to make it clear that the way that we handle Kickstarters is, first of all, we try to accept projects that we think are going to be interesting to our audience or we're interested in. We enjoy doing them because we think, it's fun. You get to preview a game early and kind of showcase as best as you can what this game is going to be about so that people can make an informed decision. That is our whole take on Kickstarters. It's also a way for us to support smaller publishers, because we do try to do that as much as we can.
Yep.
And so our current approach to Kickstarters, besides all that, is that we try to schedule them in a way so that it doesn't take away from our regular content.
Yeah.
So the playthroughs and reviews of like the more popular games, we try to schedule them on like Monday, Wednesday, and maybe Friday. The Kickstarters, we try to kind of squeeze into Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it's not like it's ever going to take over our channel. We're in no way going to become a Kickstarter channel.
Yep.
It's always going to be in addition to the content that we are already planning. And the last bit about Kickstarters is kind of a segue into our next topic, is it helps fund the channel. Or
It does,
it definitely helps in some way keep us going. And the reason why is because this is not something that we've announced previously or have discussed with our audience before. And so we figured maybe this is a good time to kind of bring it up.
It relates.
But when COVID hit last year, it was different for people in healthcare. People in the hospitals were very, very busy. They became a lot more busy, a lot more demanding, right, for them. But people in primary care, which is where I work, kind of took a hit. In the beginning, we were very busy. And then as the pandemic continued, less and less people come into the doctor's office because of obvious reasons.
They don't want more exposure.
Yeah, and a lot of doctor's offices actually closed for in-office visits and went completely telehealth, which meant people in primary care were either furloughed or some of them were laid off, and all that kind of bad stuff. And so thankfully I wasn't laid off, but I was furloughed for a little bit.
Yeah.
And my schedule went down. So I am now only working part-time, or I have been only working part-time, which also answers the question as to how we're able to put out this much content because I don't work full-time.
Right.
At the time, we figured at some point we are going to have to address this. We're going to have to decide, am I going to get a new job and start working full-time, or when the pandemic starts kind of slowing down, will I be able to pick up those hours again? But what will that mean for our channel?
Right.
And so that time came recently. You know, we finally made a decision on that front. And the reason why is because if we decided to go back to full-time or to get a new job or whatever it may be, then we would essentially have to stop the channel.
Yeah, it would be very rare that we could put out the kind of volume of content that we do with the amount of editing that's required of all the content that we do. So it just made more sense to kind of figure out another way.
Going back to that point, if you're working 5 days a week and only have 2 days off, are you realistically going to want to film videos and then spend hours and hours to edit them on your days off, right?
And then back to work on Monday. Yeah,
that's a rough kind of situation.
Sure.
We kind of decided that in order to keep this going, maybe it would be better for me to stay part-time, which means for all of you out there who are supporting us on Patreon, you are quite literally helping keep this channel going.
Yeah, thank you.
So thank you so much.
We are going to say, though, in no way is this like a way for you guys, a push for our Patreon.
No.
So it's just a thank you. Please do not feel obligated by hearing any of this stuff to contribute to Patreon.
And that's that. We figured we would be fully transparent at some point, and we figured that this is probably the best time to do it.
Makes sense, yeah.
So speaking of the Patreon, we do have a poll going on right now as to which top 10 we're going to be doing this month, because Naveen had an itch to do a top 10.
I think it was time for us to do another one. We try not to do them too often, but I felt like it was just about the right time.
They're fun.
Yeah, they are fun.
It's fun to talk about games like that. So that's up there. We've already filmed one Shelf of Shame episode for the Patreon, so they've had access to that. That is a video that we're going to be putting up on our channel for everybody else as well. Soon.
Yeah.
So we haven't kind of figured out the timing of that, but it'll happen soon, sometime this month.
We're gonna have more first impression vlogs and another nominee for our Shelf of Shame. We're gonna film that and put that out later this month.
But otherwise, in terms of other content that we're going to be putting out this month, a lot of people showed interest in the new Stardew Valley board game. So we are going to be putting out a playthrough and review of that as well. So in case anybody out there is going to or planning on getting the game, we are going to do a teach. So hopefully it can help you understand how to play.
Unfortunately, it is, from what I understand, sold out completely. But it will probably, because of that demand, come back in stock.
They've announced that they're going to do another run.
Yeah, there'll be another print run. So you'll have a video to kind of walk you through.
We're also going to be covering Everdell for the new Kickstarter coming up this Tuesday. And of course, we're going to be finishing our mini root series. We did 2 videos so far, and so we're going to do a third one, as promised.
It's going to be a co-op.
The co-op mode.
Yes.
But, you know, we've been loving it so much that we're going to try to see if we can get a hold of the Riverfolk expansion and put out more videos after that. So this is probably not going to be the end of Root as you know it, just kind of a pause.
Yes, after that third one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we are going to be starting our West Kingdom trilogy.
Yes.
And as requested, we're going to be doing it with the Tomi Saga. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that sounds good. Yeah.
That's how it looks phonetically.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you're not familiar with the Tomi Saga, it is a way for you to play the entire West Kingdom trilogy as a campaign.
Yes.
So it's kind of like, it's a little bit more purposeful. We're going to play all 3 games, and at the end of it, there will be one winner of the entire campaign.
Yeah, so I guess like you incorporate it, you play the first game, you play the second game, the third game, and then the very, very end, cumulatively, you find out who the winner is. So that's what we have coming down the line, in addition to some more games that we haven't talked about yet, because we're still trying to figure out our calendar. We're going to put it all together.
And before we get into our gaming experiences of the month, we do want to mention that for any of you who kind of follow us on Instagram, we know that we've kind of abandoned it in the past year just because YouTube takes so much time. And so nowadays we pretty much only use Instagram for posting on our stories as well as talking to people who message us on there. I think what we're going to try to do is we really want to try to push for 10K. And the only reason why, literally the only reason why we want to do this is because when you post a video on your story, I've had to just put like our URL
Oh,
for our channel on there, which isn't really helpful. It still requires you to like type it out if you actually want to go and watch the video.
Right.
Through Instagram stories, if you have at least 10,000 followers, you have an option to link the actual video in the story.
Within the story.
Yeah, so then all people have to do is swipe up and it goes directly to the video.
It's a convenience thing.
Yeah, it's a nice little tool. And I wish there was no like minimum follower limit on that, but in order for you to get it, you have to have 10,000 followers.
Right.
And so we're going to try to post a little bit more on there to try to get to at least that point. And so
then,
if you're on Instagram and you would like to help us get there,
we want to be able for people to swipe up to get to the video. That's all we want.
That would be greatly appreciated if you can check out our Instagram. Also, if you're Instagram and you're trying to grow yours, let us know. We would love to help you as well.
Sure.
So anyway, that is those are 2 cents on Instagram. And finally, our favorite gaming experiences of the month.
Okay.
Now, we discussed it a little bit, so we're cheating. We already know kind of what we're going to be saying.
We have the same favorite gaming experience.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So we should start with our runner-up?
Runner-up.
Okay, go for it.
Me? Okay, so my runner-up is actually a game that was on our Shelf of Shame, and it was nominated by our Patreon supporters. And we finally played it a couple times now, and it is Trois. So this game has come out about 10 or 11 years ago, I'm not quite sure, and it's one of those, it's considered a board game classic. Finally got it played this year in 2021, and man, it is really, really good. It is a mean dice selection game. It can be mean, and I really enjoyed it. So that video will be coming out soon. We did make it already, so a little bit of a spoiler there. Yeah. And yours?
Mine is definitely more of a gaming experience because I've already chosen this game as my favorite game of the month before.
Okay.
But earlier in the month, I was actually able to play Spirit Island again without Naveen. It was me and a friend that we did over FaceTime, and it was really interesting because I had the game set up and he doesn't actually own the game, so he...
Oh, is that right? Is that how... What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't actually remember how he did it. I think I was just kind of telling him what the cards are and he was able to like look them up. But I had the camera on the board, so
what the heck?
He could see the actual board that we were playing. So we played it. I played as more intermediate spirits this time, and I think we found a good combination for when we make another video because we have not forgotten Spirit Island yet. But I really enjoy that. That has to be one of my favorite co-op games of all time. So
it's really good.
That was really fun.
Nice.
And so in terms of our favorite experience of the month, it is a tie, or not a tie, we chose the same one.
Yes.
So would you care?
Yeah, it's Root, of course. So with Root, for us, the very first time we played it in a convention in kind of a quick atmosphere. And so our taste for it was not so...
Not so great.
Acquired, at the time.
Yeah, not so acquired. That's a good way of putting it.
And so now that we've played it a lot more, plus playing it on the app, wow, that game is really good, and so we have been really, really enjoying it.
I can definitely understand the cult following.
Yes.
And there are people who are on many sides of the fence, like a circular fence when it comes to Root. There are people who kind of are not into the fact that there are a lot of expansion factions. I am really loving that, actually. I really like getting a faction and figuring out how it works, and then deciding, is that which factions are my favorite, and then kind of revisiting old factions that I really like playing as. So it's kind of just a game that's not getting old.
Yeah, there's high replay value in it because of these extra factions and expansions. But
even just with the base game.
Just the base game alone,
Playing out those 4 and playing the same one over and over again, because there's a lot of depth to this game. I can see, it's fantastic. And with the Clockwork expansion, it makes playing at 2
possible.
Yeah, totally fine. I really like it actually at 2 with the Clockwork. And so that is our favorite gaming experiences of the month. As per usual, we would love to hear what yours are. And also, if you are willing, we would love to know what countries everybody's from.
Yeah.
Because, we post on Twitter, on social media, or like even when we used to live stream here and there, we would get people kind of saying hello from Serbia or from just all these different places, parts of the world. And that's one of our favorite things about doing this. So if you're willing, we would love to know where you're from.
Well, thank you all so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. We will be back here next month with another vlog, but in the meantime, we will put out a bunch of videos of board games, and so join us back.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.